For close to 4 decades now, World Vision's presence in Kenya has continued to make a positive impact for hundreds of thousands of the country's poorest citizenry. From emergency aid to community development to general food distribution and health and nutrition interventions, World Vision designs its programs with the main objective of making life a little easier for the most vulnerable people in the society. All this with a special interest in children. Between planning and the beneficiary actually getting the service or goods, a lot of activities happen behind the scenes and a lot of people are involved. Towards the end of the process, a monstrous amount of paperwork has to be done.
For the distribution using the manual system, you have to do a lot of paperwork. Because although we had computerized the Ben list initially, but we also have to print those Ben lists. And also we need a lot of people to do the thumb printing at the distribution time. So initially, we could take a whole day preparing the distribution document. Then the following day, you go to the center to do the distributions.
In 2008, a new system was piloted in Kenya and Lesotho, the Last Mile Mobile Solutions.
The Last Mile Mobile Solutions, as the one implies, is an innovative system that automates the last mile of any humanitarian assistance. That could be food, cash, or non-food items. So that last mile of the actual delivery of aid is what has been automated by Lmms.
Basic data such as names, gender, date of birth, vulnerability, family status and such is captured in digital form, as well as the photograph of the beneficiary. A plastic barcoded card is then printed and issued to the beneficiary. Household updates are made periodically, for example, when the vulnerability status changes or on the addition of a new family member. During distribution, all this information is accessed by a simple scan of the card, and any assistance given, whether food or non-food, is also keyed in. Initially, there were a few hiccups that were quickly remedied, which eventually saw Lmms spreading to other districts.
It's actually been a journey. It's not been very easy, especially to do with funding. We had a lot of challenges to do with funding because it's only World Vision Canada that used to fund Lmms until of recent. So that's the reason why we did not expand to so many other districts where we are doing food assistance. We've just been involved, we've been implementing this Lmms in Makueni, in Lmms, and in Taita Taveta. But we have a very deliberate and ambitious plan to have it rolled out in all districts where we are doing food assistance.
There were challenges with the initial platform in terms of support. That was one of our biggest challenges. With the evolution of the new modules that we've developed under World Vision, that has reduced the amount of support work we have to give the offices.
The manual process by itself, it's a lot of work for the field staff to do. And here again, we were adding Lmms. If this guy was taking 4 hours to do a distribution, that was purely manual. Now there's another process that he also has to work with. So that would add up to the amount of work that he's doing, simply because he is running the same process but with different systems, one manual, one automated. The challenge was a lot of work, so fatigue to the field staff, and at times you'd even have their morale go down.
Once surpassed, the benefits far outweighed any challenges that might have been faced. This couldn't be more true in Lmms, an arid district in the north of Kenya, where most of the interventions were health and nutrition related. Copious amounts of data are collected, and as a result, tracking and analyzing it is quite a daunting task. The fact that Lmms could be implemented in such a remote area with no electricity or network connectivity was a huge plus for the staff and beneficiaries.
We have a number of tools to record the data that we gather within an outreach site. And this varies from the one used at the registration point the one that the nurse uses for vaccination and immunization, and there are additional registers that we have at the distribution point of the supplementary or therapeutic food distribution point. So within each point there is a register or two that needs to be filled in.
LMMS has come in handy so that all this information is captured and recorded in a soft copy, and is able to capture all the information related to OTP, all the information related to SFP, the information related to the mother, and then the information related to other interventions like vitamin A supplementation and deworming.
Other districts also saw LMMS change the way they worked for the better.
We get a lot of advantages by using LMMS, and one of them is we have data in digital form that is reusable, not just in one program. We can use it in many programs. We can also use that data to inform other programming activities, and over a period of time that is undefined. We could use this data in 2008, and come 2012 we have a new intervention. The data is still available there for us to use.
When finally you're going for distribution, like for about 200 households, the maximum you take is about 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. But if I have to use the manual system before the beneficiary comes, held their thumb, try to trace where the name is and squeeze their thumbprint so that it doesn't smudge the next thumbprint, it's time consuming, considering that the beneficiaries are all from different age groups and the understanding also is very different. But with LMMS, you just come, swipe, and off you go.
Even the beneficiaries had kind words for the new system.
Na kwa mundu lo nenda yendo se kosa liune sitwa ya mundu nginda kera to na kosa
kana kai ngwangola ine mito knerta anan cha knerta na ngwangara na mito na go na cha na go na ngwa to klike na mito na ga na ngwa ma sim cha na if por na pa nyo fasara na nyo to na yer majen ai tuko na autu kili ata ina kada na autu no kora ba autu na sika ga autu na sika taka ringi mawe na shelwana ugashi ata ile baenga.
Niliona kitambo saa moja ishe wale walikuwa wameshafikisha chakula nyumbani na wameweka kwa jiko. Nikaona hii ndio the best system ambayo hata imekuwa introduced hapo mbeleni.
In 2011, World Vision's efforts in using technology to better serve its beneficiaries were recognized and awarded. With LMMS, it had effectively revolutionized the deployment of humanitarian assistance and thus took the top slot in the NGO sector of the CIO 100 Awards in East Africa.
We've moved from the traditional way of programming and project implementation and to use the embrace of technology, which LMMS is one of them. It is important because it has helped us to be efficient in the food aid or the food distribution. I would basically encourage other organizations to try that. We talk about value for money and impact. You get that value for money, impact, efficiency, and effectiveness through innovation and proper use of technology. LMMS is one of them. It has taken us to where we wanted to be, and our hope and our focus is to build it.